Hey everybody, it's Wednesday, and somebody stole my identity. Let's talk about it. Alright, so let's talk about one of the things that I am now a subject matter expert in, unfortunately, and hopefully not for you anytime soon. This stack of papers is all related to what I've come to find out today by playing this wild goose chase of what's happened to my debit card and my banking account. If you remember back a couple of weeks ago, we shot a video. I complained about my bank at the time because I went to go pay for something and my card got declined, and I wasn't sure why the card got declined. And then they had said that the card was closed because of suspicious activity, that good stuff. And I wanted to get a new card. I wanted to get it on the spot. I wanted some answers, right? So bottom line is I wanted answers on the phone. My bank at that time couldn't give me answers, or what I perceived as they were being obstinate and not wanting to give me answers. They had directed me to go to a branch if I wanted to get a new card quick. Otherwise, they'd mail me a card in 10 days or so. And then what happened since that time, I actually received one card one day, and then it might have been a day or two later, I received another card, which, you know, strange. Any situation why you would receive two different cards, two different account numbers, or Visa numbers on the card. And I called, wanted to find out, like, well, let me activate one of these two cards that came in the mail. Call, first card, get told, that card is no longer valid, or that card's been canceled. So give them the other number, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. That card has also been canceled as well. So at that point, I have steam shooting out of my ears, and this was yesterday. So fast forward, I went to a branch today to talk to folks. They didn't understand what was going on. They look in the system, they could see where the cards are now blocked. All the while, Mary has the same account, so we have a joint account, and no problems on her card whatsoever. And the account was fine. I will say this, the bank did really, really poorly in notifying, right? So they use one phone number to notify whatever's on your record. So if this is like a learning experience for myself, hopefully I can help somebody else out there. Make sure your information is correct at your banking institutions and your credit cards and things like that, because if they need to get in touch with you and they don't have the right information, you're just going to be stuck at some point without a card or without access to your money. So they had an old phone number that I couldn't use. So they immediately, put the card in, not even suspend, but canceled it. Like I said, I called them yesterday. They wanted me to go to a branch today. When they look in the system, the only thing they could see is that the cards were locked. My account for myself was locked. Mary's part of it, for whatever bizarre reason, still working. But come to find out, after at least working with folks in the bank, and this is going on, probably total time spent in the bank today, hour and a half or more. Come to find out that somebody else had my information to the point of they were able to call my bank, order a new debit card to my same address, and change my PIN number without me being on the line at all. They were able to do all of those things by telephonically calling into my bank, which is terrifying. So they flag the account for fraud because only one thing, the number that was dialed in to the bank did not come up as verified. So because the number wasn't verified, they flagged it as a potential issue. Why would somebody be ordering a new card, a new debit PIN number, and not have the same phone number, and it didn't check out? So they were waiting for somebody, to call them back from the correct number or speak to them. So basically I had to go to the bank and almost like give them blood to show who I was and to prove, the fact that I'm there physically. So what this kind of comes down to is somebody out there has my social security number. they have access to my bank, so they could have been able to go online, log in under my account, see what type of information I have. I'm able to get in and, date of birth wise as well, able to get into any type of website or open new accounts, new loans, new credit cards, open an apartment, or apply for a house or car, or things like that. Terrifying at this point as to the amount of damage that potentially could be done. But thankfully, the bank did so well in catching this early on and kind of forcing me to have to get to the bank to talk to somebody. They were maybe able to avoid anything catastrophic that could happen here. So just to give you an idea, if you're going through this for your first time and this has happened to you, or you're curious about what needs to happen, the first thing that I needed to do was go to one of the credit reporting agencies. So you have like Equifax and Trend. I can't even tell you the other ones because I know that I called Equifax. But if you call them, you can put a fraud alert on your account, which is good for 90 days, which means anybody that's opening any type of account under your name, for trying to be you, whether they're looking to open a bank account or open a credit card or a car or anything, they would not be able to do so without them calling the phone number on record with that reporting agency, which now is, still my correct phone number. If I do not give verbal authorization over the phone between the phone number being active and a special password that you create, then the request would be denied. So that saves you for 90 days. The other thing that you have to do is go to ftc.org, so it's the Federal Trade Commission, and they have you fill out this identity theft complaint and affidavit, which is this is even scary to me. You fill out this form that it guides you along the way. This is not something that you typically would do on the phone with folks, because they even tell you that if you call them, they would in turn direct you back to the website, which they did, because of course I tried calling them. And by the way, let me just back up 1 second. When you get in touch with any one of those credit reporting agencies to put the fraud alert on your account, they work collectively with the other two reporting agencies so that they all are cohesive. So if you tell one, they notify the other two, and they're all working collaboratively. But back to this affidavit, depending on the severity of just where you're at with the point of somebody taking your identity or not, you may need to use take this affidavit, and you may have to also go to your local law enforcement. So you potentially have to go to police department and fill out a police report as well because of identity theft. I'm not at that stage because we don't have that information, but the bank at this point, I had to close my account, open a new account, and was advised to do the same for all of my existing credit, which is a nightmare. Anybody that knows, and this is a point of, I think when folks say, I have to be grown up today, or the witty terms, adulting. This sucks, to be quite honest. So that's the affidavit part. The FTC also takes that information that you've generated in their form, and their website will generate letters to your other creditors or other people that could be impacted. You'd have to print the letters out and mail them in, but it's at least, I can't believe I'm even saying this, they make it somewhat painless or less painful for you to have to go through these things. So they also do advise that you could put a permanent freeze onto your credit reporting, which means that nobody except for yourself or authorized folks can look at your credit report. And that costs a fee every year, and it depends by state. It's usually something like $10, I think, per reporting agency per year. So that could cost money. But the point being is that so now I'm stuck going through this. This is not a one and done type of thing. They make a good point at telling you, no matter who I spoke with today, this is not something that happens to you once and you escape it and you put a fix in place. Now that your information is out there and somebody has it, it's out there forever. It's not a point of you just call the bank and get a new social security number and everything at this point. things are not secure, so whoever has the information now, these folks work in rings, and they'll sell the information to somebody else, and they'll sell it to somebody else, and it could be forever, the rest of your life, that somebody else is posing as you, which creates gigantic problems when you're looking to buy a house in the future or another car or things like that. So go me. So I'm selected in this pool. Although I will say this, I don't think that I'm going to be the only one. Let me not be naive. I'm by far not the only one. As far as credit card information goes, I think in the last video that we talked about, where I thought it was just a simple thing, if somebody got my number, that's happened to us over and over again. And I think with the advent of more and more stuff on the internet, more people hacking information, this is a rampant thing. The folks at the bank laughed. They literally laughed when I said, like, hey, my cards all have chips on them now, and that's supposed to prevent anybody from being able to take any type of information. And, it's almost like an inside joke to the financial institutions, because they're like, it doesn't stop you. It's just another hurdle, which makes it a little bit more difficult for folks to get around. You look in the news and look at all of these different articles, where one after another places have gotten their information hacked. We had Target, we had Home Depot. And the only thing I could think of where somebody would have taken all of my information actually goes back to my healthcare company was hacked in one of the largest public hackings in history, where they got socials, date of births. They pretty much got the gamut on everybody. And I think could have potentially come from there. So I think there's other options. There's things that I need to look at, like I know LifeLock is an option, etc., or these other companies that will protect you, for however long. There's another added expense, another company or an idea that didn't exist in our parents' generation, because these things just weren't, it wasn't a thing. And it's just, to me, and this is my soapbox part, I can't get past the point of people being as crummy as they are, and thinking that it's okay for them to steal somebody else's stuff and get by on the backs of other people that put hard work in and do their own thing to earn their own money. It sucks. People, it's almost like you start to lose faith in humanity when you know that there's such a chunk of people that really, really suck, and it's the one rotten apple ruins the whole bunch. But I am really down and kind of angry about this whole thing at this point. So that's the rambling for today. It's probably not the same fun, interesting vlog that you guys are used to for stuff done with the family or things done at the parks and things like that. And I promise we'll get back at it, at some of that stuff over the weekend. But holy cow, what a way to hit the midpoint of the week. Not something that I was looking forward to at all or wanting to deal with, and now need to deal with this, basically forever. So if the video does anything for folks, hopefully it gets everybody a little bit more awake as to the fact that this could happen to anybody, and not only could it happen to anybody, but every time you see this stuff on the news, it should be really concerning, and it should, hopefully push people, if enough people keep getting impacted, to create better security measures or better ways to do things, because things have got to get better, with the amount of people that are being impacted by this stuff. So anyhow, back to running. All right, so whoever took my information to try to open a different account, when they dialed into my bank, it registered their phone number. So I'm going to try calling them, and we're going to see who picks up.
Cannot be reached at the moment. Please leave a message after the tone. After you leave a message, you can modify it by pressing pound.
Look at all of these guys. They're playing basketball. So much trash talking going on playing tennis. There's so much more clicking in my legs these days than there has been in the past. Especially when I walk off the path.
He's a robot.
It's nice weather out at least.
Yeah.
If you like 100% humidity. So,
I don't mind.
swimming in soup. By the way, this hat, it stinks so bad. I can smell it. The smell is emanating as we're walking. And like heat activated sweat. It's really nasty. Don't fear. If you see me in a park, there are many versions of the Mets hat in our collection.
Many.
None that smell quite as good as this. So we're done. Only 2 miles this time. So the way I look at it, because it's getting dark outside, 2 miles is better than no miles, and we just want to keep it going. By the way, the ice in this Yeti cup, still in there 13 hours later. So that's the video for today. Thank you for all of your likes. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thanks for listening to me bitch for 15 minutes. And treat others the way you want to be treated. We'll see you guys later. Thanks. Bye.